I'm in my husband's car, not my car. So his lighting is not like my lighting. So, um, it might be just a little dark in here, which is fine. Okay, maybe a little bit better. All right, sorry, I was trying to get the perfect lighting and I didn't think about doing it before I actually started the live. But welcome back to Dearest Father Ministry. My name is Yarima. I am the scripture strategist over at Dearest Father, and we are in a 31 Days of Wisdom series. So, 31 Days of Wisdom has literally been changing my life, and I know it's only day 5, but when I tell you that God can move that quickly, please believe me. The God that we know, love, and serve operates outside of space and time. So please do not feel like, oh, what can he do in 3 days? What do you mean, what can he do in 3 days? So much. But here we are on day 5, right? We're on day 5 of the 31 Days of Wisdom, and we're working our way through the book of Proverbs. So, my goal, my encouragement is to get you to a place where you say, hmm, let me go read my Bible today. Let me go spend 10 minutes in this chapter to see how it can benefit my life, to see how I can feel better, live better, be better by just studying some scripture. So I've been, for the most part, just like reading a couple of like titles of what chapter 5 actually, in different translations it'll give a different title or a different name to the chapters. And so I've been collecting the title chapters and the verse chapter, the title chapters and the title verses, to be able to tell you the theme, the overarching theme of the Proverbs. So for Proverbs chapter 5, it says, avoid immoral women. It's a warning against adultery, the perils of adultery. Um, what did it say? Uh, oh, nothing but sin and bones. That one was funny. Nothing but sin and bones. Nothing but sin and bones. Um, never take love for granted. Um, avoid seduction and enjoy marriage. So that's the overarching theme for Proverbs chapter 5. Um, and so then I read it. And when I read it, the first thing that I realized is that I know, like, in the scripture, like, it's saying, like, okay, um never take love for granted, avoid seduction and enjoy marriage. So yes, this is talking about um sexual immorality, is talking about cheating on your spouse. But some of the stuff in the verbiage that they use made me realize that you can apply this to anything. Like, yes, this is also about, not being adulterers, but it's also about just maintaining your discretion. Maintaining your discretion doesn't mean, oh, I can only maintain discretion by not sleeping around. Maintain discretion by not talking around, not just talking to any old body, not just sharing your personal business with any old body. So I wrote down a couple of things, and actually I'm gonna read a couple of verses first, and then I'm gonna tell you my notes, and then I'm just gonna encourage you to read Proverbs chapter 5 on your own. So it says, starting at verse 8, it says, keep to a path far from her. And who they're talking about is a seductress, someone who is um, a smooth talker, somebody who is, what does it say? Mm, uh, who gives no thought to, like, the way life works, and wanders aimlessly and has no goals and has no morals. That's what they're talking about when they say stay away from her. So it says, now then, son, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Keep a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house. Test lest you lose your honor to others and your dignity to the one who is cruel. Lest strangers feast on your wealth and your toil enrich the house of another. At the end of your life, you will groan when your flesh and body are spent. You will say, how I hated discipline, how my heart spurned correction. I would not obey my teachers and turn my ears to my instructors, and I was soon in serious trouble in the assembly of God's people. Um, Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets and your streams of water in public squares, let them be yours alone, never to be shared with strangers. Okay, so that was the NIV translation. It's not my favorite translation of this scripture, but my physical Bible is an NIV translation, or the physical Bible that I have with me is an NIV translation right here. And so I never used the journal part. So I read that translation, but no translation is holier than the other. Get out there and read some scripture. Read it in a different translation. Read it however you need to for it to penetrate your mind, for it to change your thought process. Do that. So the things that I want to highlight out of Proverbs chapter 5 that I learned. One, maintain your discretion. Your lips should safeguard knowledge. So don't just run around telling people anything that you want to tell them and inviting them into your business. Remember that the wrong things, things that bring undesirable consequences, usually appear in the most intriguing and desirable ways, right? They want you to come be a part of it. But when you get to a point when there's enough life for you to look back on, right? You could look back on it and see how you've lived it. You want to know, are you going to be satisfied with what you built? Or are you going to say, I should have been more obedient? I should have been more, I should have sought after more wisdom. I should have been more disciplined. What are you going to say when you get to the point where you get to look back because there's enough life behind you? So mind your business. Be satisfied with what belongs to you and what is yours. Remember that you don't want to end up on the edge of ruin. You don't want to give yourself your personal, private, innermost being away to people who have no rights to it. That's how chaos ensues. That's how all the confusion, discord, that's how all that starts to occur because you start giving away parts of you that don't belong to anybody else. And when you go down that path, then you end up being held captive by your own sins, held captive by your own bad decisions. You end up with more things to struggle about and complain about than there are to rejoice about. And nobody wants that, right? So get the wisdom, Proverbs, the most glorified book of wisdom, the book of wisdom that we love the most. And so I'm encouraging you guys to go read Proverbs chapter 5. Thank you for spending just a little bit of time with Derek's Father Ministry. Um, the Patience Boot Camp. Oh, the Patience Boot Camp is going to be so good because God is working it out day by day, piece by piece. And He is showing me how He's rewarding me for the work that I'm doing. And He's going to reward you for doing the work as well. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow for another day of wisdom in the book of Proverbs. Love you guys. Bye.